When I was looking at Kevin Goff, there was something familiar about Kevin Goff. It's like I have seen him somewhere before. Then it hit me. Lady Elaine from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You can't tell me that Kevin Goff does not look like Lady Elaine from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You be the judge. This case with Ahmaud Arbery reminds me a lot of the James Byrd case. Both of them in the country. Both were killed by 3 white people. James Byrd was dragged to death behind a truck. 2 trucks were used to chase Ahmaud Arbery down. With the case with James Byrd, they left body parts all along the streets. And with Ahmaud Arbery, when he was run down, shot down, they left blood trails all along the streets. And I'm hoping that the verdict will be the same. 2 getting the death penalty and the other one getting life. But those cases are, as I say, they are very related. With James Byrd, his killers were known racists. They were known all over as racists. And they didn't have any shames about letting it be known that they were racist. The McMichaels, they are racist as well. I know people want to hold on to their Southern heritage, but that Confederate flag, that doesn't sit too well. And most white people, if not all, that have that Confederate flag are racist white people. McMichaels had this on the front of his truck. So he was letting it be known that, yes, I am a racist. And there's just something about racist and these pickup trucks. As I said, they chained James Byrd up and drugged this man to his death behind their beat-up pickup truck. And they used 2 trucks to run down and corner and ultimately kill Ahmaud Arbery. When they put Travis McMichael on the witness stand, and he was talking about his training that he received, I think, in the National Guard, and how they taught him how to protect his gun or whatever. He must not did too well in his training. Because how did he let or allow Ahmaud Arbery, as he says, get his hands on the barrel of his shotgun? Something is wrong about that. I mean, I think these guys are lying about the training that they received and the things they have done in their life. And if a person has been trained in the military and by the police department, why are they so afraid of their lives? And why would they do things that are not within the law books of what exactly they can do when it comes to apprehending suspects? First of all, probable cause, you have to have facts. You have to be witness to a person committing a crime. It's not about hunches or feelings. And if he is a law enforcement as he says he is, he should know that. How can you be in fear of your life if you are chasing someone? You're in a truck. They're outside the truck. Stay in your truck if you're so scared. Then you get out. You see the person is unarmed. You have a firearm. Yet and still, you are still in fear of your life. In spite of this military training that you have had. Did they train you in hand-to-hand combat? They didn't do a good job. And looking back on these video clips from this, it's like your dad set you up to murder Ahmaud Arbery. He run around with his gun, never used it. He coerced you into shooting this man. Then he gonna say, oh, you had no choice. You had several choices. If you suspect this man of doing something, why not just tell him? Call the cops, ride behind him as he's running. You have to come and approach this guy. That's another thing. White people, stop expecting black people to stop or to listen to your orders just because you gave an order. If you're not the police, it's not happening. For the simple fact of what happened to Ahmaud Arbery. You people are not police. You may want to be police. Just like with the McMichaels. He wasn't really a cop. He wanted to be a cop, but he was not really a cop. So you have a lot of people running around these streets today that they couldn't become a cop. Maybe they couldn't complete the training. Whatever the reason is, they are not police material. But they really want to be a cop. And it's a reason why they couldn't be cops, become a police officer, because of mistakes that you make. How can Travis call himself a cop or have had any type of military training, and you allow a person that's been running for 5 minutes to get a hold of your firearm? How can you call yourself have been to the military, had all this training, and you are in fear of your life of a person that does not have a firearm and you do? Now, Papa McMichaels, this here guy is an old veteran at being a racist. That's why other ladies in trouble with him for covering stuff up for him. When Goff made the reply about this being a small town, when people say that, they're letting you know that, hey man, this is a small place and we got our own way of doing things down here. That's why he went through the process of covering their crimes and for covering each other's back. They have their own way of doing things in their little community. It was reported that Goff tried to make some type of plea deal and they rejected it. But now Goff is saying that there's a lie. There's too much evidence against all of these guys. When it comes to Ronnie Bryant, his attorney should have tried to go for a plea deal way in the beginning. Throw yourself at the mercy of the courts because, hey man, there's too much evidence against you. And you trying to deny your involvement is make you look real bad because of the video evidence that you provided is going against you. The McMichaels, they can prepare for it. I don't know if there's a death penalty up there. If it is, they should be eligible for it. And I noticed when the cases first started, McMichaels in the courtroom smiling, laughing, feeling real, real confident. But Those smiles they once had are now turned into frowns. The look of anxiety, fear of the unknown, what's going to happen tomorrow. Especially old Papa McMichaels. Papa McMichaels now looking like a little old frail old man. But when Travis got on the stand and started that fake crying, old Pappy McMichael was too through seeing his boy balling. But then again, maybe they were giving each other some type of signal. Maybe Pappy McMichael was trying to let him know, hey boy, do what the other kid did, start balling. Maybe that'll help get us out of this here jam. But these two guys are not very good actors. That's why I understand why they put Travis on the stand, because, hey man, this man is a not good actor. And whatever you tried to coach him on or tried to get him to remember, he couldn't remember it. Yeah, I've seen people like, people from the country. You have some people from the country that are very knowledgeable in spite of where they're from. But these two guys are two country bumpkins that's trying to present themselves as a person with knowledge and wisdom. And it's proof that they don't have wisdom and knowledge, because if they did, they would not be in the trouble that they are in right now. But if anything about this case a person is going to remember, it is going to be attorney Kevin Goff. This man here is hilarious as well as aggravating. I heard him make reference to one of the jurors sleeping on the stand. But he's so long-winded and so boring that he will put a person to sleep. Maybe that's all part of his plan, because I've seen that he has been doing things intentionally, calling out black pastors and different black people, talking about Colonel Sanders looking people, white masks, all this type of stuff. This man knows what he's doing. But at the same time, he's also revealing exactly who he is. And when I look at Kevin Goff, I see an old redneck, a peckerwood. People like that, hey man, y'all don't realize that your time is up. When I noticed about Donald Trump, he was not with all white people, only the rich ones. You dumb rubes, he's not with you. And you all are going to find it out now. So the past that you've been getting for the past 3 or 4 centuries is coming to an end. It is coming to an end. When I was talking about how sad people were looking, man, old Roddy, I don't think he smiled through the whole proceeding. This man is actually scared to death of going to prison. I mean, O'Reilly should really seek a retrial, because I really feel as if his own attorney done him in. If there was a plea deal, he should have done this from the beginning. Riley could have said something like, hey man, look, I didn't know. I thought these guys were actually chasing someone that actually committed a crime. I didn't know they were going to kill a person. That's why I was taping to get this whole thing. But I didn't know I was going to get it to record a murder. And I'm throwing myself at the mercy of the court. I'm going to accept my partners here, and I'm throwing myself at the mercy of the court. You should have done something like that. And I don't think that they would have came down too hard on Riley Bryant, because he did have the video. But because old Goff thought he could use some type of legal loophole, now you're going down. And probably for a long, long time. in the case with James Byrd Jr. Two individuals got the death penalty, and one received a life sentence. I think he's scheduled to come out in 2038. Maybe that's what's going to happen with the McMichaels. Both of them should get the death penalty. Papa McMichaels for instructing his son to do it, and for Travis McMichaels for doing it. And Riley will get life with eligibility of parole for being an accomplice. You know, if it was the defense attorney's plan to let Goff wreck the trial and get some type of mistrial, it's not working very well. You should have been more vocal in distancing yourselves from Goff. But because of that and the amount of evidence that is against you, you guys are going to lose. And you're going to lose to one lady. All three of you guys against one lady, and you're losing. And I'm just saying, not because she's such a brilliant prosecutor, it's because of evidence that you guys have. And because that you cannot lie good, because you tell one lie, you got to tell another lie. And eventually you're going to forget the first lie. That's when you get tripped up in your own lies. So I don't think that the jury is going to deliberate long because of the evidence. And sometime very soon, we are going to find out the outcome of the McMichaels and Riley Bryant Jr. But I'm looking forward to seeing what old Kevin Goff is going to object to next.